What up guys, Nader from Friends 3, back with another war recap video. Let's get into it. We're going to go over 8 replays instead of the usual 7, so we need more extra time. Uniao Evolution was our enemy, our opponent, and we took him out. This is the best war we've had in a long time, so mad props to them. They made us work. Yeah, they had a really good top of their clan, just the middle that lacked a little bit. So let's see what we did. This is me hitting their number 1. This was a hit that I did early in the morning, and I was pretty stoked with the outcome. Bringing the mass miners, which is my go-to attack for Town Hall 11s. With the golem and the giant here bottom left, my goal is to draw the CC, take out a chunk of that bottom to bottom left part of that base, and then bring the miners from the bottom right. Once you create that funnel, and once you take out the CC, there's not really much else that can stop you with the mass miners. Even if you don't take out an Inferno, or even if you don't take out the Eagle, the miners are so strong that they're able to handle the rest of the space on their own. And all I have is 4 heals, a rage, and then my warden ability. But again, I didn't take out any of the major defenses. You know, again, the max Eagles in there, the max Infernos are in there, but I was still able to do it. So you drop those first 2 heals, because you know that your miners are going to be taking on a lot of DPS there in the core. I like to rage in the core. Watch him put in work there. Drop that final pair of heals in the core, because there's so much going on in there. I think that my goal here was to use all my spells up front, because I knew that once I got through the core, if I had the majority of my miners up, they'd be able to take out these remaining defenses even without any spells. I got a really good spread there. A lot of times you'll see the miners group up to where you have like 25 miners in one group. Thankfully that didn't happen. I think because of the entry that I chose and the way that I spread them out along that bottom right side, they stayed spread out. So you can see the great spread that I have there, that they were able to take out the base in basically one wave rather than one just solid group of miners that maybe would have taken longer. Let's speed this up. There's nothing else. Again, max Town Hall 11, fully maxed. Heroes, walls, defense, everything was maxed about this base. So for me to take it out and for the final score to be as close as it was, I was pretty stoked. Let's look at Red taking on their number 7. I hope you guys like Valks and Hogs, because I believe every attack from this point on has Valks and Hogs in it. So if you're a fan of Govaho or Queenwalk Vaho, this is the video for you. Our boy Red here, who's our number 6, taking on their number 7. Really nice base recognition there on the bottom left to bring in that mini drag, that baby drag, to create that funnel. And then he brings in his queen at 9 o'clock to continue that funnel. And then what he's going to do is drop his BK and some wizards at 12 o'clock to cap off the rest of the funnel. And then he's going to bring his Valks in from the top left. He gets a little lucky that his Valks don't walk here. It was a good strategy, but that gold storage, if you see at 12 o'clock, the gold storage right below the spell factory stays up. And right there, when he sends his Valks in, I was thinking, that's it. Everything's going to walk. This attack is over. So he got a little lucky there. But then once the Valks are in there, and they're going to aggro onto that queen and onto the CC, you're good. They're not going to walk back outside because there's so much in there for him to attach onto. So you rage him in. You rage him in again. I'm not really sure when he drops his heal here. I think he saves it for his hogs. But you can see once the Valks tear up the core of the base, you send in your hogs. You sprinkle them in a targeted fashion around the outside of the base. So he swags a heal. A little OG swag. Nice. Again, reds are number 6. It's their number 7. So it was not a low-level base. It was a high-level Town Hall 9. And he swagged a heal. Really nice attack by red. Let's keep moving. We got B Wood, B-Dub we call him, taking on their number 9 with another Queen Walk Vaho. So you can see max Town Hall 9 defenses, very solid walls. B Wood comes with a really nice attack. I think the only issue on this attack is his Queen redirects on him. I think, I haven't confirmed it with him, but I believe he wanted his Queen to continue walking south here, and she actually dips up and then walks north. You'll see it happen. I remember watching it live and being like, really? I mean, come on. Because he does such a great job of setting this up. You can see down south he's going to bring in some air units. He's got his baby drag and a minion with a wizard to create that funnel down there. So you're thinking, okay, this is going really well. His Queen's going to continue walking south. Nope, she wants that barrack instead. So she dips up north. Again, could have been a bummer. Could have messed up the attack, but it didn't. He throws that hog down to pull the CC. He staggers his poison, which is a great strategy. If you guys aren't using it, I recommend it highly so that the enemy CC comes out and your Queen doesn't have to take them on all at once. And then once that funnel's created and the CC's dead, here come his Valks and his King from the bottom half. He heals up his Valks to keep them at full strength, so when they enter into that core where all the big bombs are and the Teslas and the Expos, they're going to be at full health. And then he's going to drop his Rage here in a second. Again, ideally his Queen would have been in there. His Queen would have followed in with his BK and his Valks, but she didn't. But BW does a really nice job here salvaging this attack. He just lets his Queen walk up and do her thing up there. So she takes out a bunch of trash while his Valks and his BK are in the core, destroying this base. His healers switched, which is pretty ideal with this attack. When you have all the ADs down and your healers switch to your Valks, it's it. That's over. Nothing can stop this attack with full, basically invincible Valks. The rest is cleanup. So nice job, BW, coming in there, taking that guy out. Keep it up. Next, we got Ronnie hitting their number 11. Surprise, surprise, Queen Walk Vaho. That's kind of our go-to attack. When we face a clan that's really solid with good bases, you know, we stick with what we know. And what we know is Queen Walk Vaho and Go Vaho. So you're not going to see us mix it up too much here. On the lower level wars, we might mix up attacks just to get some practice in, but when it really counts, we're going to go with what we know, and this is what we know. So you can see he draws his CC out, drops a poison on him, brings his Queen Walk in at 12 o'clock, and then once his Queen decides which way she's going to go, he's going to bring in his BK with some wizards to create the other half of the funnel, and then the Valks go in the middle. So the strategy is exactly the same every time. It just depends where you're going to come from. On this specific attack, what you don't want to do is send your Queen Walk into a bunch of point defenses. Point defenses being Expos, cannons, archer towers, defenses that are going to specifically attack her that have high DPS. You want to avoid that. You want to avoid more than 4 point defenses for your Queen Walk. Otherwise, she's either going to get taken out or you're going to have to use too many rages to keep her alive. So you can see his Queen creates the top half of that funnel. Here comes the BK with some wizards on the right half. And then once all those trash buildings are taken out, here come all his Valks. He's got a bunch of Valks of his own, plus a bunch in his CC and that one bowler. You rage him in, and then once Valks hit the core, you heal him up. And then once they're inside the core, you rage them out. And then depending on your style or on the, I guess, level of the base, you can choose to heal your Valks again, or you can save your final heal for the hogs. Personally, I like to keep my Valks healed up unless, of course, the Valks dip out and are leaving an entire section of the base that needs to be hit by the hogs. Then you can save your final heal for the hogs, because it wouldn't do any good at this point to heal your Valks as they're just running around the outside of the base. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't part of the plan for his Valks to break their way outside of the base, but they did such a great job taking out the interior that it didn't matter. His hogs were able to come through here and smash this base pretty easily. He's got a ton of hogs. They hit that big bomb, but I mean, he's got maybe 8 or 9 hogs there. They're not going to get taken out by those 2 cannons. And then his Valks break back inside the base, and it's GG. So a nice attack, Ronnie. Keep it up, dude. All right, let's look at Enki taking on their number 14 with a Queen Walk Vaho. Again, low-level walls, but pretty high-level defense other than the Wizard Towers. It looks like he's maxed, and the ADs, but he's bringing grounds, so that doesn't... Oh, I guess the X-Bows are level 2. So, you know, moderate, medium-level defense, low-level heroes, but Enki isn't one of our hero masters. He's got a 15-15 king in AQ, so he's not like he's bringing 30-30 heroes on this base. So this is your average matchup. You're gonna see a lot of this in most of your wars if you're mid-level Town Hall or low-level Town Hall 9. So to see him absolutely destroy this base like he's going to in a second is just proof that you don't need 30-30 heroes to have pretty massive 3-star attacks, which is what you're going to see here in a second. This base is super old. This is like an old anti-go wipe base where the troops would get stuck in the middle. I'm not really sure why people still use it, but they do. And when they do, we take advantage of it and absolutely crush them. So that's what Enki does here. You can see he brings his Queen Walk from the top right. He's going to allow his Queen to walk south along the bottom right part of that base. Knowing that she's going to continue south, he brings his king in at the bottom with the wizards to force him to go right. And then he knows his BK and his AQ are going to meet back up, which is where he drops his Valks. So the Valks go down, take out the remaining trash buildings, and the rest is spells. So you're going to rage him in, you're going to heal him. Where's the heal at? There it is. You're going to rage him once they're in the core, which is going to be here in a second. There it is. And watch the Valks completely decimate this base. You got that single bowler in there doing work. You got the Valks absolutely just destroying this bit. Nothing can stop it. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to start bringing hogs in. And I was watching it live, waiting. Let's speed it up. I'm like, okay, he's going to bring his hogs in here any second. And then I realized he wasn't, because he didn't need them. So he brought 10 hogs and didn't even use one. That's why I showed this replay. Absolutely destroyed this base with 15-15 heroes. Didn't use one hog. Crazy, crazy attack. Good job, man. All right, let's look at Spyro taking on 16. This is another example of how a guy with low-level heroes can smash on a base. So this base, he's got a mix of Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 9 defenses with pretty high-level walls and just average normal heroes. Spyro's bringing in 10 BK, 10 AQ, so again, nothing crazy. He's an 8.5 that just worked on getting his AQ to 10, and now he's going to finish his war troops, and he just smashes low-level Town Hall 9s. I mean, that's all he does. So you see 2 golems with wizards to create the funnel, then your BK and AQ with followed by bowlers. And then once the CC gets targeted onto that initial kill squad, you bring your Valks, rage them into the core. The way that this base was set up, he had that little inlet where you could use a jump to get to the other double big bombs over there. So Spyro had a nice job of base identification. And then you just heal your troops up on the backside. I mean, it's textbook Govaho. I think Spyro could have waited a little bit longer on his backside hogs. As you can see, he's got 2 full health golems and a bunch of Valks moving in that direction. So I guess technically he could have been more patient with those backside hogs to allow for those golems to tank. But I mean, it didn't matter anyways. When you got level 5 hogs and you got that many Valks and bowlers and golems. I mean, he's got so many troops up here, it's crazy. And again, this wasn't a slouch base. It's not like he had super crazy low level, like a 5 king and a 5 queen. And I mean, this guy's got a pretty good level base. And Spyro comes in here with 10 heroes and absolutely destroys it. So great job by him. Let's look at 2 more. Let's do a Town Hall 8 party down here. Let's look at RJ taking on their 21. RJ had a great attack here with his go-to Govaho. But again, at Town Hall 8, it's always nice to see. So he brings his 2 golems top left to allow the wizards to create the funnel. And then once the wizards have the funnel created, you pop the wall. And when the wall's popped, you send out your kill squad. And then the CC comes out, you double poison the CC, rage your troops into the core, drop that heal down to keep your Valks up. I know it sounds like I have these raids scripted, but I don't. It's just, that's the way you do it. So even if I don't know what's going to happen, I can tell exactly what he's going to do because the strategy is exactly the same, which is why FCs are so important, because you can literally get yourself ready for a war attack, at least strategy-wise, without even knowing exactly what the base is going to look like. Your troop deployment may be different, but your spells and usually 99% of the time, the order in which you drop your troops is exactly the same every time, regardless of how the base is set up. The only thing you're scouting for is where to send your troops in from and how to get the funnel created. The rest is the same. Golems, wizards, wall breakers, heroes and Valks, rage, heal, and then hogs with another heal. I mean, in Town Hall 8, it's the same thing. This guy had we call it a troll Tesla on the far right. I mean, you see that sometimes, and maybe if the attack would have taken longer, I've seen it create some timing issues, but RJ smashed the space so hard it didn't matter. Let's clear it out with 4 times speed. You can see he's got a ton of Valks up, a bunch of hogs, wizards, golemites, done. Really nice attack. Okay, one more. Let's look at Marty. We haven't seen him yet. He's our bottom guy. He is an 7.5, I should say. And normally we wouldn't show this attack. Which one am I looking at? 22. Sorry, lost my spot. But he comes all the way up from 25 to 22 to take out this okay. I mean, he's not max Town Hall 8, but he's all right. For a 7.5 with level 3 hogs to come in and take this base out the way he does, and how he does it is really impressive. A lot of guys you'll see that bring mass hogs just throw all 28 hogs down at one time and pray and hope that they don't hit a big bomb and that their heals are going to be on point. That's not really the best way to do it, especially when you're looking at the next step being Town Hall 9, where you can't just spam your hogs and be super successful. Watch him bring these targeted hogs on this base. He's dropping 3, 4, maybe even 5 sometimes hogs per defense, going in a clockwise motion, and then as the hogs congregate, he's dropping heals. I mean, you just don't really see this that often. You don't see a guy with this type of precision with level 3 hogs, remember, because if they hit a big bomb, they're basically dead. I know they're not going to instantly die like a level 2 hog would, but a level 3 hog only has a little bit more HP than what a big bomb will take away. So he knows that he has to target his hogs and be super selective with his heals. He just does a great job here. All the defenses are dead. It's just a hog parade running around this base, taking the rest of this thing out. Let's go 4 times speed. He's going to smash here. Let the hogs clean this base up, which they're doing now. They're going to get in on that BK and take him out. And it's about to be over here any second. So great job by Friends 3. These guys brought the heat on us, made us work really hard for this win, but we were able to pull it out. If you guys like this video or any videos that I make, please like them and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys. Peace.